Segmentesha nikud arba nikud he. Nidresha na. Nidresha na. Through this segment, you'll learn how to add a tone of urgency to a command, or to a petition, or to a statement of resolve. Please notice in the heading, the particle na in the expression nidresha na. The particle na often appears following a command form. These are known as volatives. That would include imperative, jussive, or, as we have here, a cohortative, nidresha. You'll find it generally is connected to the preceding word with a makef, and generally you'll find a dagesh in the noon. Here's the fundamental meaning. Na helps to impel or push forward the request that it is attached to. Grammarians differ concerning what connotations we should infer beyond that basic sense of impelling the request forward. Here are two possibilities. First, it's often suggested that na adds a sense of pleading, which is known as a precative notion. For that reason, na will often be rendered please or I pray. Consider the request that we find in Numbers 20. Na'abara na. Na'abara na. Please let us or permit us to pass through. Without the na, simply let us pass through. In some instances, however, it does not make sense to translate na as please. One of these cases occurs in Genesis 18. We find God announcing, Erada na ve'er'eh. Erada na ve'er'eh. I will, or I am determined to, go down and see. Erada is a singular cohortative with a connotation of resolve. I am determined to go down. It's followed by the particle na. It does not make sense to infer here the notion of please, since the one speaking is God and the one he's speaking to is Abraham. God does not need to ask Abraham's permission or somehow ask for his favor on God's resolve. So we come to an alternative meaning that's been proposed for na, that is to treat it as a marker of consequence. That is to say, if we encounter na, it means that whatever is the volative, imperative, jussive, or cohortative, which preceded that na particle, it did not arise without a context. Something has happened prior to bring it about. In the case of Genesis 18, there was something that brought about God's decision to go down and see what's going on. We find that God heard an outcry, and so in consequence, he says, I will, or I am determined to, go down and see. The na may be signaling to us that this is a response of God, not an initiated proposal that just springs up without any prior incentive. This understanding of na, in the case of Genesis 18, could lead to the following translation. In consequence of having heard the outcry concerning Sodom and Gomorrah in the previous verse, I will go down and see. Equipped with these two options for understanding the connotation of na, which connotation do you feel best fits the phrase from the Jonah episode that we find at the heading of this segment, namely, Nidresha na?